Okay, it's week 20 of the Trump Roundup. Fuck, man. If he lasts
Too
like
long.
4 years, that's going to be week 208 of the Trump
I don't see it
Roundup.
happening.
I don't see it happening either.
I
but
I
don't
don't
see
see
it
it happening
happening.
either. Man, how burned out would we be as a society as a whole? Just society as a whole. How numb would we be to political scandal?
Or
I don't want to be on
really
that the other end
violent.
of that. Yeah.
Because I mean, like, traditionally these things don't go down soft.
No,
Like we
no, they
let
don't.
it slide for quite a bit until the proletariat goes, all right, that's enough of that.
Once women start rioting, that's when we have a problem.
Mhm.
So it's been another busy week for our national disgrace of a president, considering he had a full weekend of shitting on everyone that isn't Trump. So let's get started. First up this week, we had the idiot in chief make comments about the London Bridge terror attack that occurred in London this past weekend, because that's where London Bridge is. And he decided to originally tweet a message of solidarity with the mayor of London, who happens to be of Muslim descent, that slowly turned into something much, much worse. So in an effort to let people know that there was going to be an increased amount of police in the area of the attack, the mayor, Sadiq Khan, said that there was, quote, no reason to be alarmed to the increased police presence, because they're just letting people know, hey, our guys are out there making sure things are safe. And so Trump, of course, uses this to his advantage and comes out and says, nothing to be alarmed about. Oh, the Muslim mayor is having a field day with this. It's just like,
shit.
we need our Muslim ban.
It was-
Muslim ban. And it's like, he came out and he said travel ban on these
Yep.
countries.
Mhm.
It's like,
Yep.
you just torpedoed your entire Supreme Court case that's going to be coming up here pretty soon. The whole, I don't understand. Everybody that's a lawyer for this guy must have went, the fuck are you doing? I don't know how anybody takes a job with Trump anymore and expects to not pull their hair out in fucking frustration, because
Yeah.
he's coming to
There's-
realize, as a business owner, a business runner, I don't know what the fuck you want to call him, a real estate tycoon or whatever the hell he was, that people kind of turned a blind eye. They turned a blind eye to a lot of the shit that he did because he was Donald Trump and he was rich.
Mhm.
That doesn't work as president.
No,
Like,
not even close.
You guys remember that Fox News this time during Obama's run and whatever,
Mhm.
like 20 weeks in, they were giving him shit because he liked Dijon mustard.
Mhm.
That's where
I
we
remember.
were. That's where we were 4 years ago or 8 years ago. Sorry. And it's amazing to me that we have to worry about him chewing gum or, giving a salute with a coffee cup in his hand. No, we have to worry about this guy that's literally fighting every one of our allies in open about all this shit. I can't believe it. Let's see, what else did he do? He went on Twitter to defend his travel ban, criticized the watered down, politically correct version of his Department of Justice.
I want to take a minute here.
Yeah.
I want to take a minute and point out that terrorism in the UK is so low. It's so low. I looked into
It
the
is.
rates of it in the
Mhm.
70s and 80s. It was 3 times for a 15-year period between 75 and 90. It was 3 times 90 and 2015. You can fact check me on that, but you can see that there is actually like a huge dramatic difference on like terrorism in the UK is way fucking down. Yes, we do
Oh,
have
yeah.
an issue. I'm not saying we should not be addressing the issue of Islamic terrorism, which is our modern form, but it is so low compared to what it used to be. You guys, we've got to stop with this the worst ever, because it's really like the best ever. I mean, this is like the lowest terrorism has ever been ever.
I
Like,
find
it's
it
super
hilarious.
scary now because we didn't do it. We just haven't been doing it for a while.
It's hilarious to me that the whole thing that's everybody's like worried about Islam. It's like, okay, over in countries like Europe, that might be a case where they're worried about that kind of thing because they're much closer to it. But here in America, people really need to chill the fuck out about Islamic extremism, because more people die more women die at the hands of their husbands, boyfriends, and stuff than die of terrorism. Right. More people die of heart conditions. More people die of, white terror. And I might catch some shit on that one, but look at who shot up all the fucking theaters recently, or
yeah.
There was a guy who wanted to start a war on women. Literally wanted people to start getting women under control.
Mm-hmm.
And we
shot a lot of people.
We had the guy
seriously, how many death threats have we gotten from Islamic terrorists?
We have not gotten one Muslim.
None. Not
one Muslim.
Threaten us on that kind of thing. Because
no.
I think they're a little bit more savvy than that. I don't think they would be so stupid to do that. But, the entitled crazy ass Christians are like, oh, well, you'll learn when you're burning in hell. It's like, okay, that's not quite a death threat, but yes, I'm so worried about the lake of fire.
We've got to hope you die.
Yeah.
We've got a
Hope
warning.
you die. We've got to kill yourself. And we've gotten lots of those. And
we're not trying to give you guys ideas. Don't do that.
No Muslim.
But no Muslim.
Yeah.
We've got no hateful, violent messages from any Muslims.
Oh, so here's another fun thing that Trump tried to do this week. He tried to privatize U.S. air control, air traffic controls. I mean,
sure,
that sounds like a wonderful idea. Let's go ahead and have somebody that's going to be working for the cheapest amount of money, controlling one of the most high risk, high pressure fucking things on the planet. I don't know.
Look,
I'm glad people are willing to do that kind of job, but no.
No.
Yeah.
Think about what companies do. You will have air traffic control being run like a call center.
Oh man, it's going to be terrible. It's like how we have McDonald's as their call center nowadays.
With modern technology, you could run air traffic control from a single remote location.
Should be terrible. Terrible.
You could, but it would be fraught with all sorts of issues.
Yeah, well,
line of sight is a thing. Line of sight is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an expert in this. I can get my roommate up here.
No, it absolutely is. But if you would, I can guarantee you, if it were privatized, you would have a company that it would look at the cost for dealing with those technical problems versus the cost of cheap labor.
Yep. Let's see, what else did he do? Oh, he apparently seemed to forget that Qatar is a major U.S. ally in the Middle East.
Of course he did.
Because he came out, and this has been debunked already because they found out it was a Russian planted story that made it seem like we were getting a lot of terrorism from this country. Said, during my recent trip to the Middle East, I stated that there can no longer be funding of radical ideology. Well, you live in a glass house, sir.
Yeah.
Leaders,
please define that.
Leaders pointed to Qatar. Look. And so he's trying to make it seem like because Saudi Arabia was planning on, cutting off funding for them and all these other wonderful things that trying to come out and say that, they're a state sponsor of terror. It's like, Saudi Arabia is much of a state sponsor of terror than fucking Iran is.
Yeah, we're still allies with Saudi Arabia, and most of the 9/11 attackers were from Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
I think all of them were.
I thought there was
I think 18 out of 20, I think is what the stat I remember. But yeah, a vast majority of them.
They were Saudi.
Mm-hmm.
How about sitting there like, oh, Saudi Arabia, And
the last couple ones we're going to bring up here happen to be based on the Comey stuff because it's just funny that was one of the big things that happened this week. He went dark on Twitter for almost 2 days. Almost 2 days without anything from the Trumpette. And he just, he finally started talking afterward. I mean, it was Eric Trump that was the surrogate one at that time, who came out and said that we're not humans. We're not even people.
God, he's such a shit stain. God damn that lizard person. He is a lizard human. He is a non-human reptile creature.
I want to find whoever you guys remember on Beavis and Butthead, the old Texan guy that used to just mess with all the time, Mr. Not Van Driesen, what the fuck was his name? I don't remember. Anyway, this is a guy that sounds exactly like Hank Hill.
Yeah.
Are you the two boys that have been whacking off in my tool shed? It just makes me think of the Trump boys every time. Fucking degenerates. I hate them so much. So when he was called a liar by Comey, and so after the Comey investigation thing happened, his attorney sent out a blast of information to Comey and a bunch of other places trying to get him in trouble for leaking memos to the press of conversations that he had of Trump, and he accused Comey of perjury.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure the head of the FBI knows all too well. What the
pretty
fuck
sure he's familiar with perjury.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's familiar.
And he's like, yeah, this. Why would I lie? Why? This truth is stranger than fiction. So, it's really funny is that the letter that the lawyer had sent out had vast misspellings. Like even in the first line, instead of president,
huge ones.
I said prednisant or something like that.
And the timelines were all wrong.
Yeah, and the funny thing is
all wrong.
The quote leaking that Comey did was of unclassified documents. You can't leak an unclassified document. That's the kind of document you can leave on your printer. Someone picks up and be like, oh, well, shit, what is this? And like, oh, wow, this is salacious. Like, oh, let's tell everybody. Everybody's going to be like, yeah, we knew that already. Or they're going to be like, yeah, it's no big deal. It's not something... It's not something you're going to face jail time for. I know this world. Unclassified, if it's got a big U inside of a pair of parentheses, you are fine to let anybody and your uncle see that. Unless it has FOUO or anything else like that. So
yeah, and he also forgot that Trump was the first person to mention the conversations that they had.
Yeah, the whole he better hopefully he what is it? Something about the tapes. He's like, the tapes that I made, hopefully he doesn't the tapes that we made don't leak.
It was with the in the letter of Comey's firing.
Oh, where he said Trump on 3 separate
their
occasions.
Conversation. Yeah. And Comey was like, yeah, no, not really. No.
Let me clear the air on this.
You better hope we don't have tapes. Like, here's my memo.
Okay, here's my memos.
Yeah.
And they're like, he leaked information. Like, no, he waived executive privilege when he started talking about this in the public. So
yeah, no,
yeah, exactly.
And so, of course, Trump is saying that his testimony has given him complete vindication because he essentially confirmed that 3 times the president asked him, and Comey said, look, we don't have a criminal investigation open for you. We don't have a counterintelligence investigation open for you. At that time.
Right.
At the time. Yeah.
But here's the thing. He said
vindication.
He said in the same meeting that all these people are talking to him. I mean, we're not even going to go into McCain spouting gibberish at the end there, but
yeah,
the fact that he said to everybody on the staff there, he's like, yes, I had my memos, but I've passed them off to ex-director Mueller to run his cases. It's like, if that has been turned over to the special investigator as information that he will need for whatever he's doing over there, that means that there is a case against him now. They're at least investigating whether this is obstruction of justice. Because it might not have been a couple of times before, but he keeps self-inflicting wounds upon himself. And just
he absolutely does. He absolutely does. And I love that in Comey's testimony, he named who he had talked to immediately after the meetings, who he had told about it. So he's got people from the FBI that can corroborate the story.
Man, and
which is great. I mean, that's perfect. And then, we're probably going to get to it, but Trump also said that he's 100% willing to testify under oath.
Under oath, yeah.
Oh, please.
And you had the new press lady, whatever the hell her name, whatever the Huckabee girl's name is.
Huckabee lady
is Spicer out?
Not
really.
Not completely. He's just not doing the public ones anymore.
Yeah.
I think he's finally had enough because Melissa McCarthy just owned his ass every time on SNL.
Oh, I'm so sad to see Melissa McCarthy's Spicer go. It was so great.
But the thing is, like, she came on.
Lady is just so much worse.
When she came on and said Trump doesn't lie, everybody, even the people that supported him, just groaned at that point. They're like, really?
Oh boy, here we go.
How about releasing those taxes? How about how about all these campaign promises that you made that are now going away? How about all those?
To be fair, he's tried.
Verifiably false thing.
Oh yeah, he lies. He lies constantly. He lies. Logically, it's amazing.
But he's not learned as a politician. You can't double down. You can't double down on absolute bullshit as a politician. You have to be like, yeah, I was wrong.
So any independents out there, oh my God, please vote. And if you really want another system other than just two-party, get on it. But get on it. You start working for that. Make your case. Mm-hmm. But otherwise,
do it at a local level. Do it at a local level.
Vote.
Start it at a local level.
Our system. Oh, people don't realize this. Our system is set up so that the local level can eventually influence the national level. There was an experimental local level changes built into our system so that states can experiment with things like, I don't know, recreational marijuana. That's built into the system, you guys. There's all these wonderful things that we can do on the local level that if they work, they miraculously, or, through people doing a lot of hard work and making good cases and showing that they can work, they can be adopted nationally. It happens all the time. We have a lot of history for this one. Don't just sit there and bitch to me about how it's not fair that we only have two parties. I mean, there are arguments for and against the two-party system. Okay, it's nuanced. Maybe think about those before. Maybe really get into why a two-party system is not the worst thing in the world. Look at India. Take a look at India.
Look at India. I mean, shit. Look at the UK. Mess. Look at the shit show that they just had.
Oh, Lord Buckethead. Holy shit. Google that, everybody. Have some fun for that.
Yeah, that's an actual elected official now.
Oh, he showed up.
Yeah, but in the meantime, when the system is not changed, get on it. Vote. But I mean, in the meantime, we're sitting here hearing about Trump trying to twist Comey's testimony and the Republican Party trying to spin this shit. And here's the terrifying part, guys. There are people who believe this shit.
Wholeheartedly.
Vladimir Putin did he got on with what's her blonde face?
Kellyanne Conway
pissed off Trump.
Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly.
Oh yeah,
Megyn Kelly.
Yeah.
He got on with Megyn Kelly in an interview, and he lied his ass off.
Well, yeah.
He lied. He just straight up lied. We had no reason to influence an election. Some patriots may have wanted to be involved. He called them patriots. He did. Look it up. Some patriots might have wanted to do it, but the government has no interest in it. Yada, yada, yada. And there are people who are like, see, Vladimir Putin wouldn't lie. He was so passionate about this.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, there are people buying into all this shit, you guys. There are people buying into the misinformation and the just straight up craziness. They're buying into it. So the rest of us who are not blindsided by this better step the fuck up. You have a responsibility to do so.
Yep, and if you want us to stop talking about the fucker every week, do your part.
Oh yes, please. We would love to stop talking about him.
Yes, I would like nothing better
than
to go back.
I want him to be gone and forget that he was ever a thing.
Yes, that is what we want. Wholeheartedly, that is what we want.